Let's talk more with David Marshall, who's watched this evening here in the studio as Scotland beat Spain by 2-0. Their first victory over them since 1984. Kenny Dalglish scored a famous goal that night. David, you're nodding, but you weren't born. I think you were born like 4 months later, weren't you? Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, just for people just joining us, just sum up the significance of a result like this.
Historically, obviously, people still talk about the Kenny Dalglish winner against Spain in '84. So they will still be talking about this in years to come. But the biggest thing for me is the position it puts us in the group and the confidence that the team will take for that. Everybody spoke about us being in competition with Norway and Georgia, but listen, it's a fantastic squad now. There's real depth. A few injuries tonight, and the boys coming on are at a similar standard. So yeah, it's a brilliant night for the fans and the players. But what position, as I say, it puts us in to qualify automatically for the Euros.
Can you help us with what Steve Clarke has done? Because it's easy for us to say on the outside, and we hear people say he's made it more like a club setup. But can you give us some insight from what it was like on the inside?
Yeah, listen, it's easy to say that when you're winning games. Initially, we struggled. We lost our first. We won our first game under Steve, and then with Belgium and Russia twice, and lost 4 games. So he made a lot of changes to the squad. I think he knew exactly what he wanted and what type of character he did. He wanted it within the squad, and he built that. There was a real close-knit squad that got us to the Euros. And with international football, there's always a lot of turnover, but he's added to it. Fantastic players coming in, young players. Aaron Hickey tonight. I mean, he's took to international football so easily. It looks as if he's been there for 50, 60 caps. Replaced by Nathan Patterson again, so inexperienced. But yeah, it's just a great mix. It's a great blend. The manager has to take enormous credit for what he's done. And as I said, we spoke before how big it is that he's signed a new contract. So yes, we've had disappointments before, but that's a huge one tonight, and let's hope we can kick on fair now and qualify and make it a regular occurrence.
He comes across as hard to get a smile out of some of the times for us journalists, but then that's dealing with journalists for you. What's he like on the inside?
It's a Scottish trait, I think. You expect the worst, and then hopefully the best happens. Yeah, he is what he is. Steve he obviously doesn't show a lot of emotion. He's very much for the players. He's very much backs his players, and that dressing room will be bouncing tonight. He'll be extremely happy, and the tactics have been spot on tonight. As I said, Spain probably never laid a glove in Scotland, really. Had 5 minutes first half.
Hit the bar once, didn't they?
Hit the bar. Joselu actually had a good header straight at Angus Gunn. Anywhere else it causes him problems, but it could have been more for Scotland. So yeah, amazing amount of credit has to go to the manager.
And I tell you what, if Eric Ten Hag was watching that, he's got Newcastle at the weekend. There's a doubt of whether Rashford's fit. McTominay up front. That's what 4 and 2 goal machine.
4 in about an hour, yeah. Yeah, he as I say, he scored 2, and like there was so many good performances tonight. But I'm happy for Scott because he works so hard. He's an incredible athlete, and it showed tonight that he's good for a goal as well. So yeah, see him. He's 2 great strikes with his left foot, but there's just an incredible performance. And I'm sure people back at Man U will be taking note for the weekend.
Well, David, we'd love having you here for the first time. Not a bad opening result for your studio debut.
I think Steve Clarke is going to pay to have you come down here every game they play. And we'll happily have you.
Absolutely. Really good to see you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Enjoy the night.